Running a business is an exciting thing, but actually starting it can leave a lot of people stuck. So here are my 7 key steps to starting a business efficiently and getting the ball rolling. Also, hear how this entrepreneur went from doing a favor for her brother to launching a brand that's been seen in GQ magazine. Hi guys, I'm Rohan. I'm currently a business consultant for a global firm, and this is the first episode of my new series, Let's Talk Business, where I'll be discussing all things business. Step 1, the idea. Now, every business starts from an initial idea. Think of the largest companies you know, think of your favorite companies, they all started from an idea. Richard Branson, one of the biggest entrepreneurs in the world, he says that a business is simply an idea to make people's lives better. Now, because your idea is the first step in your business journey, you have to make sure it's the right step. So before you invest more time in market research, you have to make sure that you do all you can to qualify your idea. 1, how did the idea come up in the first place? 2, what problem does the idea seek to solve? 3, how does the idea manifest? Is it a physical product? Is it a service? What does it look like to customers? 4, and what are the benefits and features of the idea? Step 2, market research. Now, market research allows you to really see if your idea has enough demand within your target market. It's really easy to think your idea is going to be widely accepted, but you need to test the waters before you dive in. Now, oftentimes, because of just pure excitement and joy in your idea, it's really easy to skip over market research because you believe in it so much. But that's exactly how you get burnt. And how do I know? Because I myself got burnt by lack of proper market research. So I got burnt for 2 main reasons. Number 1 was simply not doing enough market research. And number 2 was being biased in the market research that I did do. I was essentially only digging for answers that I wanted. I wasn't looking at all the signs telling me not to proceed with the idea. And as a result of that, I lost a lot of time and I lost a lot of money that could have been well spent elsewhere. So guys, do not skip market research. So heads up, in the description below, I've posted a link to a free business planning pack that I've created from all the knowledge I've gained over the years. This pack should walk you through all the key points of planning a business, including market research. But for the purpose of this video, let's summarize it in a few key steps. 1, you need to assess the size of the market that you're trying to enter and see what factors normally influence it. Is it affected by seasonal changes? Is it affected by political landscape? Stuff like that. 2, within the market you're actually trying to enter, make sure there's actually a legitimate demand for the products you're offering. 3, make sure you assess the competition. You want to know who your main competitors are, and you want to know who may be potential competitors in the future. 4, confirm if people are actually going to pay you money for your idea, for your products or your service. And 5, get some estimates of what competitive pricing looks like. So once again, do not miss market research. Now let's talk about step 3, business plans and pitch decks. Now, whether you're planning on building out a small business or a high growth startup, business plans are really essential to helping you map out your vision for the business. They're helpful, but they also have their drawbacks. On the one hand, they're really helpful at mapping out certain key elements of the business and helping you answer good key strategic questions. But on the other hand, you can really get sucked into spending an unnecessary amount of time on trying to make the perfect business plan, which frankly doesn't exist. You see, your business plan becomes less and less relevant from the point at which you launch. But the actual process of planning your business, mapping out key core elements of it, knowing how things fit together, that's actually invaluable. That's where you really start to understand your business on a deeper level. So therefore, make sure your business plan is concise and succinct, but don't spend too much time on it. It's just a plan at the end of the day. Plans change. So as mentioned before, I've created a free pack to help you map out your businesses. But essentially, a business plan should consider the following things: company overview and strategy, market research and marketing strategy, business model and operating model, and funding and financial projections. Normally, I create business plans to help me structure my thinking. But if you're in a position where you need funding either from a lender or an investor, then most people aren't necessarily going to read past the executive summary of a business plan. And that's normally because they're quite wordy documents. So therefore, another way to present your business plan overview in a very visually friendly way is to create a pitch deck. Now, pitch decks are essentially a few slides that present a nice roadmap explaining how you expect to achieve success in your business venture. So yeah, that's business plans and pitch decks. Let's move on to step 4, formalizing. Now we're on step 4, formalizing the business. So now that you've qualified your idea, done your market research, done your business plan, it's time to formalize things, essentially cement things down. At this stage, you're thinking about how to incorporate the business. Now, in a UK context, there are multiple ways that you can do this, which I'll list out now. So you can incorporate as a sole trader, a partnership, a limited liability partnership, or a limited liability company. I'd encourage you to actually do a bit more research on each of them to see which fits you best. Additionally, you're also going to want to know how you can protect your business and yourself as well. So it's a good idea to start researching different types of insurance as well. It's best to speak to a lawyer so they can guide you through the pros and cons of each of the decisions you're planning to make. You're also going to want to store your money in a safe and secure way. Therefore, you're probably going to want a business bank account. Make sure you do your research on what banks offer the best rates and incentives for new businesses. Now, storing your money is one thing, but managing it is another. Therefore, you will want to invest in a good accountant, or at least a good accounting software to help you keep track of your finances. Finally, sort out your web domains and web hosting. Are you going to essentially make the website yourself and a website builder, or are you going to ask someone to make it for you? Remember to sort out a professional email and confirm your social handles before you find out you can't use them because someone else found out your business and now they want to be an enemy and they want to take your social handle and destroy you. So, yeah. Now, step 5, funding. You've qualified your idea, you've done the business planning, your market research, you've gotten the legal stuff out of the way. Now it's time to launch a business, but what do you need? Money. Now, from your business plan, you should already know how much funding you need to start your business. Is it going to be your own cash from family or friends, co-founders, investors, bank loans, personal loans, all of that stuff? You should already know how you're going to source that income. And if you can't get all the money you need, well, you need to think about the following. What's the plan to get the money? Are there any other ways you can source the capital you need? If you can't fund the full offering, well, can you fund a part of it? Now for step 6, marketing. Now, marketing is more about just posting what you do. It's about engagement. It's about listening to your customers, really getting to understand them. Being able to listen to their wants and needs and effectively translate that into your core offering. That is how you get your products and services to sell themselves. So you should already have a marketing strategy developed within your business plan. But here are some quick things you can do to start making some noise in the market. So look at similar businesses, look at competitors, look at businesses that you often buy products from. Try and work out what their marketing strategy was. Did you like it? Was it not great? What can you take inspiration from and do better? Ask your network of friends, family, colleagues, essentially everyone you know. Don't just say, hey, I've started a business, here's my website. But be specific. Can you ask them to share your website with 5 people personally? Can they share your website on socials at certain times of the week? Be specific. Think about running a competition where people can win a cash prize or a voucher for simply following you on one of your socials or subscribing to an email list or tagging 5 people in a post. People love free stuff. Make sure you're networking with the right people at the right places. For example, if you are in the makeup business specifically for weddings, you need to be speaking to DJs, decorators, all vendors included in that target market that aren't your direct competitors. So finally, step 7, sales. Sales isn't actually about selling, it's about relationships and engagement. So one of my key tips at this stage is that you need to identify where your target customer is within your sales funnel. Now, the term sales funnel is just a really fancy way of saying the stage at which your customer is before they actually make the purchase. So essentially, selling only works if you've done everything else right. And that's it. Those are my 7 key steps you need to take to start a business successfully. Now, in this next segment, we're going to be talking to an entrepreneur who's done a lot of great things since she started, and she has lots of advice to give. Now, I actually did a one-on-one interview with her, but the footage on my side messed up. So here's her bits.
My name is Taddy. I am 26 years old and I'm from Kent, and I run a clothing line called SVO. So I would say around 2 to 3 years now, and we recently relaunched the business, like as you see it now, at the end of last year. So yeah. I would say Shivashiva's unique selling point is the fact that we want people to know that you shouldn't feel embarrassed to repeat your clothes, like the clothes that you purchase, because, you know, in the world that we're living in now, you wear something once and you never wear it again. And we're kind of sort of trying to change that culture and produce people that are a little bit more ecological when it comes to their shopping. that's why we kind of sort of trying to have like a luxury feel to the business from start to finish when you get your package, when you're shopping on the website, just so people feel like, okay, I've purchased something that is of quality and it's mine, and I should be able to wear it as and when I want to and as many times as I want to. I would say when I was in sixth form, I believe I was in year 13, my form tutor went around the class and asked everybody what they want to do after university. And I overheard one guy say that he actually sees university as like a plan B. He plans to be rich before then. And I was like, oh, like, okay. So I kind of like, since then, I kind of like took that on. I was like, okay, so to make money, like a lot of the time, to make a lot of money, you can't really do it when you're working for someone. So taking that on, I was like, okay, I know I want to be in business. At the time, I wasn't sure what business I wanted to be in, but some sort of business. Now, in terms of SVA, it kind of came about because I was customizing clothing for my brother and posted it on Snapchat, and people were like, oh, that's cool. And I was like, okay, so maybe this is the business that I've been waiting for, kind of thing. So yeah. So with SVA, we actually launched it 3 times, with the most recent one being Christmas Eve of last year. So the first launch was when we were just starting out. We weren't quite sure what we were doing. We just wanted our brand out there. So the first launch was men and women's wear, and it was just streetwear with no clear direction. Then our second launch, we decided we wanted to kind of sort of have a misguided boohoo for men. So it was just kind of sort of like your basics, plain items, no branding. That was the vision that we had then. And then we kind of like stripped it back and went for, actually, no, SVA, the name actually carries weight. Let's use the name and actually make a proper brand that could potentially turn into a household name in the future. And that's how we came up with our third launch, which is how we're going to go further on. I would say our top achievements would be the pop-ups that we've done, because anytime we do a pop-up, it just reiterates the fact that we actually do have a brand that people like. Like when we got our first ever sale at a pop-up, where we faced a real customer in person and you could see them like just genuinely liking the clothes. It was an amazing feeling, and knowing that they were going to go out there and wear the clothes. And yeah, I would say that was probably one of our biggest achievements, I would say. Yeah. I would say my top lessons would be I can only talk from a clothing brand perspective, in terms of like trying to have like a top lesson, and mine's mainly based around manufacturing, because that's been our biggest lesson. And I would say just always make sure when you're making transactions with anyone, I guess this can apply to any kind of business, but when you're making transactions with anyone, always make sure your money's protected somehow, whether that's by paying via PayPal or drawing up a contract. Like say if you're actually, dealing with somebody in this country, I would say drawing up a contract with them, or using like a third-party website such as like escrow. Just make sure your money's protected, because you just never know what can happen, and you just always want to make sure there is a way that you can recoup some of those costs that you've kind of set out, because that's been my biggest lesson. So I've got loads that I can tell you. So starting off with, I would say Shopify. So if you're doing an e-commerce business, Shopify is the best. Before we were using Squarespace, And I actually do like Squarespace's interface, like how you actually build the website on Squarespace. I prefer it to Shopify, but Shopify is better on the back end of things. And you can use it from when your business is small to when your business is large, like Gymshark still uses Shopify. The next one I would say is the Adobe Suite. So the programs that I use on Adobe are Illustrator. So on there I design like logos, and I also make technical drawings for fashion. Like those are the kind of things that will send to the manufacturers. I do all of that on Illustrator. Then I'll say Photoshop, which is one of my newest, I'd say, softwares that I've been using, and that one's where I actually edit like pictures, and if you see on the website you will see that we've got like the garments just like there with like nothing around it, no model. That was all edited using Photoshop, and there's loads of tutorials online as to how to do that, and I think that just makes such a difference to the way your brand like presents itself online. Then I would say Premiere Rush. I did download Premiere Pro, but that's a little bit more technical to use. So Premiere Rush is really good for like just quick videos that you want to upload on social media. So I use that a lot to like just edit videos together. And what else? That's about it. Those are the softwares that I use, or the programs that I use. In terms of shipping, it's just Royal Mail for now, because there's like a plugin for Shopify, which is just really easy to use. Yeah, that's about it. The best advice I could give to somebody starting out is to start. Because we all know everybody wants things to be perfect when you're starting out your business. But trust me, in your eyes, it's never going to be perfect. So just start and perfect it later. I would say that's the best advice to give. And also, one of my other advices that I give myself all the time is that the people around you are on different paths to you. So don't see their progression and think that, okay, like maybe I should be doing what they're doing. Like maybe that's like working a 9 to 5 or whatever. Like starting a business will take a lot more time and will take a lot more energy and a lot more of your own resources. So you may not be able to do what your friends are doing for now, but eventually you will be able to join them. And just remember that you've got your vision and you know where you want to be in life. So yeah, that's the advice that I would give somebody that's starting out.
And that's it, guys. Video done. Thank you so much for watching the first episode. In classic YouTube fashion, remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next episode. Peace. No, why do I keep doing?